But yeah, all right. So let's talk about it. I mean, the first one would be what goal would you like to discuss today?
So it's a fitness goal, and I've been I do a lot of swimming, and I've really kind of hit a wall where I can't get past 2,500 yards, which is over a mile. It's a lot, right? It sounds like a lot, but it's an hour, right? It's that when I hit that hour mark, I'm really kind of dying out, and I'm trying to figure it out. But, I know you're not a swim coach and everything, but you're a smart guy. So maybe. I don't know. Do you swim?
Not I can swim, capable of swimming, but yes, not a swim coach and not a competitive swimmer. But I'm sure we can talk through this, work through it, and talk about it. So I think that's great.
Yeah.
So that's good. I think that's a pretty clear goal. We know exactly what you're talking about, what the goal in mind is. That's great. And maybe just for discussion, what would happen if we can't reach this goal together? What happens then?
Well, I'm certainly not going to give up swimming, but I would be just, frustrated. Like it's really frustration. It's almost like this wall that I got to get over, right? So, yeah, I don't think it would deter me from anything, but it would certainly be a sadness, right?
Sounds good. No, that makes sense. And just for my clarity, is it 2,500 meters? Is that what it is?
Yards, yeah, like a
Yards.
meter,
There we
but
go.
yards, yeah, 2,500 yards, yeah.
Yards, meters, American
It's
unit.
it's about an hour's worth of swimming, basically 60
That is
minutes, right?
that is a lot of that is beyond my scope, but good for you. I'm certainly impressed. So let's talk about what's your status now, and what have you tried so far to kind of get past this or achieve this goal?
I tried different swimming workouts, right? You go easy in the beginning, you ran like you vary your speed. I've tried even just going long, like long and steady. But I kind of hit this wall. I've even tried some different warm up techniques. I was thinking, well, maybe I was warming up too hard. But and I've tried, the fins and things like that. So, yeah, I've tried to like a different techniques, but yeah.
No, that all sounds great. So let me see. If you had to stop and think about it, what do you feel like what might be blocking your progress to get there? We talked about some things you've done, but what might be blocking it?
Um, it could be just time in the pool, like work's really pulling me away. I think maybe if I it could be just not enough time. Um, and the weather's been kind of like crappy. So I had to go indoors, which I don't like. I'm not really motivated to go indoors. It's not as fun. It's like smelly. So, like this week, we just started to get outdoors again. So, yeah, like I think also the environment, I think a little bit, and the work environment, right?
I think that is all fair. I'll speak just as a sidebar. I loved running outside, but I cannot even run on a treadmill anymore. So I think I can relate to that point, but that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine. Yep.
Um, how do you feel like others see this goal, or lack of achieving this goal? How do others see this situation?
Not too bad. I mean, look, when you tell someone you swim a mile and a half, like they're like, wow, but for me, pushing the performance envelope for me is, I want to be able to swim. I'm trying to eventually be able to swim a longer race. So a multi-mile race. So others probably, it's not impacting others as much. So it's really more myself, right?
That absolutely makes sense. And then we step back again. I know we've tried some things, but I think there's more out there. But do you think we can still reach this goal?
Yeah, I think so, right? I think mentally I have the will to do it. Um, I certainly have the skills. I've been practicing a lot I've been swimming for a while now. So I think it's just I need to identify what's blocking, like the hills. What's the hill in the way here, right?
Yep. No, that all sounds great. That makes sense. So let me think about this. If anything were possible, what would you prefer to do?
I guess what I prefer to do is I want to find I want to find a magic, not magic, but like a proven workout uh ramp, like that's going to get me there, right? I think the problem here is me trying to figure it out is not going to work, right? I think I need a more structured plan to get there. You know, that's what I need.
I think that totally makes sense. I can understand that. So let me ask, how might others get involved to help you out?
Well, it's funny. I have a good buddy that I haven't reached out to in a while, and he was the swim coach down at Emory University.
Wow.
His name's Bick, B-I-C, Bick Murphy. Nice guy. I just got to reach out to him. I think that would be probably be a good idea. Maybe have him take a look at way I'm working out now. Um, and there's some apps, I downloaded one, but it's they wanted like $20. I didn't pay for it. It's like a swim coach thing.
Yep.
I mean, I could try that. I don't know. I
That would
reluctant to spend $20, but I can afford it.
that sounds good. I like those. Those are interesting opportunities. So, um, can we brainstorm together and do some idea sharing maybe on how we think about the next step?
Um, well, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I guess I could reach out to I could reach out. Someone was chatting. I think what's this, Ben? I think it's known but all staff had default meeting settings with 5 minutes between each other. Oh, that's something else. Never mind. That just came. I just something just came in.
No worries. No worries.
That was delayed. Yeah. So, say the question again. There. I'm sorry.
The question was, can we brainstorm together to find some solutions? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I'd like your ideas if you want to brainstorm together.
Sure. So, I mean, just to talk through, I mean, one, I think the two things you've listed are incredible ideas. If we're looking for a, swimming solution, you have access to a swim coach. Yeah, that sounds like let's get over the hump. Let's engage. Let's talk about it. Whether it's you're hard to carve out the time, but this is a goal that's hanging on your head, and you have access to a professional. I think that's incredible. So I think that's a big one to put a check mark or a star by. Let's reach out and get somebody who knows what they're talking about. I think that's great. So that's the top of my list. Um, I love the idea of an app. I feel like $20, knowing we're both professionals in this work environment. I suspect you can probably pull out $20, or you could start a car washing business to collect some money and get there. So I think the $20 is a hump, but I do know, I guess I'll just speak in generalities. I mean, the internet, the information out there is incredible. Some of these apps really do have amazing stuff. So for $20, I think that's a great path. So I think you frame both of those. And then my third, again, which is going to be my unique idea, again, as I just kind of mentioned, the internet's an amazing place. You can Google things. I'm a big fan of Reddit. Reddit forums have a lot of people out there who have pursued every goal in the world and ever climbing mountains, this, that, the other thing, and I'm sure swimming 2,500 yards. So I think my big three ideas, and you've teed up most of them, are let's talk to that coach. Sounds like the right way. Number two, let's look at the apps and see what's out there, and then if we want to, we can also scour the internet. It's just offhand, I think you've done a lot of great things like the warm-ups, the different pacing, those types of things. I wonder about dieting. I wonder about time of day. I wonder about training maybe with a partner to help push motivation. So I think my feeling, especially with your comment that you have the will to get over this, I think that there's some other paths we can explore to really get out there. So those are some of my ideas. Do any of those land, or does that sound interesting?
They do, and I like a couple you sprinkled in there. I kind of like all the things we talked about, and I think they're most easy. Look, easy conversation to have with Bick. That shouldn't be an issue. We, I can Also, that app, yeah, I think it's a good idea. It's probably a good time to pull the trigger on that. I love your idea of the Red. I didn't think of Reddit, but I'm sure there's some forums of people that are in similar situations. I have looked at some YouTube stuff, but that's more like technique things. But I like the idea of getting in a community of people that are trying to do this. We don't have a local, like a master swim club here or anything. That's just everybody out doing their own thing. I like that. And you mentioned a few other things there, diet, like, yeah, I think these are some good ideas. Yeah, I love it. I like them.
That sounds good. I'm glad we got to ideate together a little bit on that. If you were to choose, do any of these sound most promising? I know which one sounds most promising to me, but what do you think?
Well, so I think for sure, I think I need to schedule time with Bick to have a conversation. I think I need to get that app. That's easy enough. It's actually on here. I just need to pay for it. And I think they would be the first two that I would start with. And maybe even looking, certainly can go online and do some searching around, but even I like your idea of the diet, maybe thinking about the pre-workout meals and things like that. Like be a little more cognizant of that, right?
No, I think that's great. And as a general athlete, I mean, all that actually it's a combination of both eating and sleeping, but I mean, it could be the sleep routine, the pre-diet, pre-workout. But I think those are great things to think about. So that's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I like that.
Good. So let's see. Do any of the ideas we discussed seem interesting enough to take action? It sounds as if that's what we just kind of talked about. It sounds like, yeah, you might be motivated to talk to Bick and maybe get on these apps. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Sounds good. Anything we got to do to make that happen, or you feel like you got the time carved out, you got the path? Any thoughts?
I think I can make that happen. Yeah, I can
Excellent.
make that happen. I'm going to give him a call today and schedule that out. Yeah.
Sounds good. My last quick comment, we're running out of time here, I think, is how are we going to measure and track progress? What will we know is the next step? You want to document this?
I can shoot you an email and document it, and I don't know, maybe we get back together in another couple weeks, and I'd love to share with you how things are going.
That sounds amazing. I really like this the approach we took, and I like where we got to.
I love it. Thank you. You're a good coach, man, for not being a swimming coach. That's good.